Hi, my name is Kamil, and in this video I will show you how to define group classes. The first step is to create a class type. To do so, go to the club settings, calendar, class types tab. In here, you will see all class types defined so far. By using the pencil icon, you can edit them. To add a new one, click the plus icon at the top right hand corner. Let's define the name. Instead of the name, there is an option to use an image instead. The icon is used in the mobile application. In the description, we can input information about the class itself or the instructor. This class is going to be a group class, so this option remains checked. In case of defining the timetable for example, a gym, we cannot check this option. While having the introductory training option checked, a member will only be able to register for the class once. We can also define a higher level type for our classes. Thanks to this, a member will have an option to choose the class type during the registration. For example, a massage with a choice between rehabilitation or hot stones massage. Having linking with membership functionality enabled will allow us to choose membership that allow members to register for the class. To enable the association of memberships, go to the club settings, calendar tab. In the middle, we have an option to define registration limits for both members and club staff. Thanks to this, members will be able to register for classes no sooner than the defined number of days or hours. We can also block the registration completely. Having the pay-as-you-go functionality enabled will allow us to define the price of all classes, as well as its name on receipts and the tax rates. The Do Not Charge Fees if Ongoing Membership Exists slider exempts members with active memberships from paying any additional fees. If you wish to enable the pay-as-you-go functionality, contact our help desk department by issuing a ticket. To the right, we can see additional options. We can define whether or not a deposit should be required for this class, and if so, define its value as well. The deposit can be enabled in the club settings, fees tab. The waiting list option allows us to register more members than the limit allows for. The settlement on entries option enables an additional display after scanning a membership card and going to the entry page. Classes can be settled for using the member's membership, cash or deposit. It is most useful in squash clubs. The Display in all classes view slider can be used to make classes visible on the calendar. The On the Calendar List option will allow you to search for specific classes in the search bar on the calendar. The List of Registered Members on mouse hover option will let us preview the list of registered members without going to the class directly. The Block Reservation Cancellation option will prevent members from unregistering from classes. One-time entry allows for registering clients who do not have profiles in the system, for example, in case of purchasing a one-time entry. The Automatic Class Cancellation option will allow us to define the number of members that are required to be registered for the class and the number of hours before which there is to be a verification. The system will check the number of required members and, if the minimum has not been reached, will cancel the class and, if defined, send an automatic message to the registered members. The period before class starts allowed to enter the club in minutes option applies only to members without active membership. We can also define the number of calories burned during the class. This information will be visible in the member area. After defining all the data, save the changes. The second step is to add the classes to the calendar. Go to the My Calendar, Timetables tab. The first way to add classes to the calendar is to use the Quick Classes Creator icon. Select the class type, instructor, and define the limits of members. In case of having rooms defined, we can define the room as well. The Start field allows us to define when the classes are to appear on the calendar, and the End field the date the classes are to stop. We should also define the duration of the class. Thanks to the automatic renewal option, we can automatically renew the classes for a specific number of days, weeks, or months, just before they end. In here, we can also define a background and text color. Should we define the color used to highlight no vacancies, then after the limit has been reached, the class will change its color automatically. We leave the visible option checked so that the classes are visible on the calendar in the member area. Now we can define the schedule, so the days on which the classes are to take place. If the classes are to take place more than once a day, click the Add button. The interval option will let us define the frequency of the classes. Now we can save the changes. The second way to add classes to the calendar requires the creation of services. To do so, go to the My Calendar Services tab and click the plus icon in the top right corner. Select the previously defined class type, instructor, and room. The implicit classes option means that the classes will not be visible on the calendar immediately and will only appear on it once a member has been registered for the class. Let's also define the duration of the classes and maximum number of members. The visible option should be checked so that the classes appear on the calendar. We also define the background and text color, as well as the color used to highlight no vacancies. After defining all the required fields, click the Save button. Next step is to define the timetable. To do so, go to the My Calendar, Timetables, and click the New Timetable button. Select the class type. As you can see, most of the data is being defined automatically. The only thing left to do is to define the beginning and the end of the timetable. We also define the automatic renewal and the schedule, the days on which the classes are to take place on. After that, click the Save button. Classes are now visible on the calendar and in the member area. This is it when it comes to this video. Thank you for your attention and have a great day.